Hi, I'm here with Kim Getty from Deutsch LA. They've been talking today at the seminar about the ad agent rotisserie. So, can you tell us a little bit about the title of the seminar and what that's all about?
Sure. Well, it's not about meat. It's about this idea that, 1 in 3 people plan to leave their agency every year. And so they're moving on to the next agency, moving on to the next agency. And we think that that creates tremendous fragility for us as an organization because it dilutes the quality of our creative, it weakens our client relationships, and it really is sort of pulling us down overall. And so we thought that was something we wanted to dig into and investigate and see what we could do about it.
So, what do you think the reasons are for people leaving the agencies?
It's a hard thing to say because there's a lot of them. But we did this study where we sort of examined it on a broad level. We talked to over 40 people. We did over 1,500 surveys. And what it really came down to is people want more ownership of their work. They want to grow. They want to feel like entrepreneurs. They don't want to be a cog in a creative process where they have this much impact. They want it to be about them and what they can make. And so that felt like the fundamental change that we need to do in the ad industry is keep up with a little bit with this entrepreneurial culture that's out there where people are making things, putting them on YouTube, making their ideas, make it a little bit easier for people to have that feeling when they're working in our industry.
So, what do you think the solutions are to prevent this, prevent people leaving and keep them at the agency, as long as possible?
Yeah, there's 5 things that we think are really important. The first is we can't become our holding companies. Agencies start out as these sort of small, creative, entrepreneurial entities. More often than not, they get bought and they become a part of a Fortune 500 company. And the very thing that made them successful in the first place can disappear culturally. So we've got to fight like hell to maintain the integrity of our creative culture. The next thing is we need to invest in R&D budgets, just like major companies that we respect and admire do, and invest in people and projects that really matter. The third thing is we need to change the way that we work. We tend to have a process that involves a lot of layers, a lot of cooks in the kitchen, a lot of people in the pie, which takes away any feeling of ownership that someone has of their idea. We think that's important not just in the structure of the way we work, but even down to the way we look at creative credits. The person who came up with the idea is the person who should be on the credits and really give them ownership for what they do. And the fourth thing is we want to create more learning opportunities. If we're entrepreneurial, we like to be scared a little bit. And so we want to create those opportunities for people to cross-train and do different things in their agencies and learn new things in their agencies so they don't feel like they need to go outside to do it. And the last thing, if people have these sort of budding entrepreneurial projects in spirit, we need to keep those within our agencies. And that means we need to support their ideas. It means to help them build their ideas, even if they're not for clients. And we're not going to worry about ownership. At Deutsch LA, our point of view is you own the idea, we'll help you make it, and you get it out there. So that's really what it boils down to. These are just a few of our ideas. A lot of other agencies probably have great ones too. But as an industry, we think collectively there's a lot we can do to make the experience of working in an agency a little bit more entrepreneurial and rewarding for people.
Okay, and how do you propose to kind of spread this idea out around the world to all the agencies, to kind of keep that in mind?
God, I don't know if we've gotten that far yet, but I think this was a good first step. And actually, just following the discussion we had today, 3 or 4 people asked me to see if I could get out and talk to the forays. Got invited to go to Canada to talk to their division of that. Got invited to go talk to a group of people in India about it. So I think the more that we can kind of get the conversation growing, we can do a lot to spread the word, but also just create opportunities for other agencies to share ideas for how to do that. And also lean on our holding companies. They don't need to just be employers. They can be advocates for us in all kinds of ways to support entrepreneurship for the people who work within them.